हेलो दोस्तों, वेलकम टू अनदर कक्षा इन पाजी की कक्षा। भाई आज की कक्षा ना धरती से बाहर ले जाने वाली होने वाली है, क्योंकि हम मिलने वाले हैं रिटायर्ड सीनियर साइंटिस्ट डॉक्टर आशुतोष आर्या फ्रॉम इसरो। He was a group director of planetary sciences and geosciences at SAC Ahmedabad. He was also the part of India's two biggest space missions, that is Chandrayaan 3 and Mangalyaan. काफी सारे पेलोड्स जो इन मिशंस के अंदर गए वर डिजाइन्ड बाय हिम एंड हिज टीम। तो चलो बिना टाइम वेस्ट किए जल्दी से मिलते हैं हमारे बहुत ही खास गेस्ट से आज। Hello sir, welcome to the show Stories That Inspire. We have pleasure to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you so very much for having me on this show.
Sir, to start with, you have been an ISRO scientist and you've been leading teams which inspire the entire nation. आपको सबसे पहले ये थॉट कहाँ से आया कि मेरे को स्पेस रिसर्च में जाना है?
In fact, it was an incident of 1969 when I was in school.
Okay.
And it was a big thing in news that man has landed on moon.
Oh.
And that used to be shown in the newsreels, you know. So those days we did not have live telecasting in India. But we saw it on the big screen in the news of which used to be, run before any movie. And that inspired me a lot about how fascinating is this field of research and space, especially the planetary sciences. And that was the time and period when I really got attracted to this particular field. Yeah. Of course, I will be taking it as a career. I was not knowing that.
Correct. So, आपने जब अपना एजुकेशन स्टार्ट किया तो you had something in mind that I want to explore space. So if you can talk about the journey of how you went from 10th to 12th, what did you take? And what colleges did you go to come into ISRO?
See, basically my schooling is divided into various places. And I took science in 11th and 12th. Right. And I did my graduation and post-graduation from MS University of Baroda.
Okay.
And I did my MSc in the year 1986 with a gold medal. And the same year I got absorbed in ISRO, and ever since I have been in ISRO in different capacities, different roles.
Okay. So, you have been a part of ISRO in geological sciences. How and where this interest developed कि धरती के रॉक्स से स्पेस के रॉक्स की रिसर्च किस तरीके से आपने ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन लिया एंड हाउ दैट बिकेम योर पैशन?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. You see, we were the first team in Space Application Center during the time of Chandrayaan 1 in 2008, who received this data from Chandrayaan 1 in forms of satellite images, and we had to interpret it. And believe me, we had no formal background or education about interpreting planetary geology.
Okay.
So we were the first batch doing that. So it was self-learning, self-inspiring, and bringing ourselves to the level where we can discuss, where we can interact with the international community of scientists. So this is self-learning process and self-graduating ourselves to that level.
Right. So, two big missions. India is known for space missions, Chandrayaan 3, जहाँ पर हम चांद के एक ऐसे हिस्से में जाके लैंड हुए जो आज तक दुनिया में कोई नहीं कर पाया. And then the Mangalyaan, the Mars mission, which is said कि एक हॉलीवुड मूवी के बजट से भी कम बजट में हम लोग वहाँ पहुँचे. So you have been part of these two prestigious missions under different categories. If you can put some light on that, कि वो how was your experience during those missions?
Yeah, this experience was no less than a Hollywood thriller, you know. It was, I would say, this was real life experience. And as we sat on that particular day in the mission control room in Bangalore when the Mangalyaan or Mars orbiter mission was to be inserted in its desired orbit in Mars.
Right.
Us din our hearts were in our mouth, you know, and we were waiting with our fingers crossed. And the entire nation was looking up to us. In fact, entire world was looking up to us because this is first space agency that could put an orbiter into its desired orbit in its first attempt. इससे पहले ऐसा नहीं हुआ था. तो usually the thrill is multiplied many times when you have your prime minister also sitting in the same building and watching it and inspiring you, you know. Right. He takes both the things on his side and the same stride, whether it is success or failure. We have seen in Mars mission and also in Chandrayaan 2 mission.
Correct.
See, we have the leadership which, you know, always keeps you your chin high. So that is one thing that will always inspire us. And in turn, it is our duty to inspire the budding scientists, the budding school students, college students, and the budding, young generation that is going to step into this particular domain of space science.
Right, right. So, sir, talking about budding generations, what if anyone wants to go into the study of planetary motions and geological sciences, studying the Earth's crust, the crust of different planets, what a student should think today and what subjects he should choose to get into this field?
So basically, if you want to go into this field, science is the primary subject. And especially if you want to study the geology, because you mentioned crusts, if you want to study the geology, geology should be your prime subject. But a background of physics and mathematics is always a value addition, and you must have that background. Right. Because most of the things that we do are based on certain principles of physics and computational mathematics that comes into picture. Right. So these things govern the totality of the deliverability.
Right, right. So, sir, बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं आज जो लुकअप कर रहे हैं इसरो एज अ स्पेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन विच इज डेवलपिंग एक्सपोनेंशियली टुडे. तो अगर आज हम लाइक नासा और इसरो, if we take their joint ventures and if we talk about that how we can look up to NASA and get goods which can help the young generation to stay back in India and develop the space organization of India. If you can throw some light on that.
So your question has two parts. One is the collaboration with NASA.
Correct.
And second thing is how the space can be a career for Indian students being in India.
Right.
So I will address the first question first. See, we have been in association with NASA doing several things which includes the engineering part and also the scientific part. We have collaborations in both the fields. As you know that recently India has launched all-weather satellite called NISAR, that is NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar, which has dual frequency and which is a very unique satellite, and because it has a antenna that will work as a that interacts with Earth, and this is the largest antenna that is there in the space around the Earth in this domain, particular domain. So,
Right.
and it has been very successfully deployed, and I am proud to say that it has been built in Ahmedabad itself in Space Application Center.
Wow.
So we are having this joint mission of NASA and ISRO where two different wavelengths are used, L-band radar and S-band radar. So one of them is been constructed by NASA and another one is done by SAC Ahmedabad, ISRO. So this particular mission is a very unique, and it is a very state of art kind of a technology that has been used, and this is going to give very very different kind of data, all weather data. You can see through clouds, you can have all day and night imaging. It doesn't matter what time it is. So you can just imagine that how much value it carries with itself, with this mission that is going to give us a data that is very, very, very crucial, critical, and also in a way a unique set of data that both India or ISRO and NASA will jointly interpret.
Right. And like if we talk about the careers that students should take up in India.
Yeah, that's the second part of your question. See, basically now there is a provision that ISRO has brought up, or Department of Space, that there is an institute in Trivandrum that gives you a degree in space related education, and the entrance exam is just like JEE, and after the completion of the graduation course or integrated graduation course, you are absorbed based on certain criteria. And that's one way that one can always go into ISRO. The other is that nowadays government of India has really come into picture that a large part of space activity we have to involve industries as well.
Okay.
So there are many industries that are getting involved. So, and these industries are developing startups. They are coming up with startups.
Right.
So government of India is again
promoting them,
promoting, funding also at times. They are finding sponsors for them. So these particular industries, they are also good opportunities for the scientists, for the college students. When they pass out, they can join these particular industries where the science related, space related work is going on. And most importantly, I would say that those who have entrepreneurial qualities, they can start startups. They can go for startups. I know people who have gone for that. And this is one particular domain where there is no limit. Sky is the limit. If you are really, you are book smart and street smart both, and you have a clear path, scientific aptitude, rational, to convince the system that you can be funded for that, you can always go for a startup and get associated. There is a institution called InSpace that is there in Bhopal, Ahmedabad. The headquarter is there, and Mr. Pavan Goenka is the chairman for that. That combines the industry and space. And that has a lot of leverage for the startups. It encourages them, and one can always get associated with that, either as a part of, as someone who is starting the startup or initiating the startup, or you can join the startup itself, the industry which is taking up the startups.
Okay. So let's take an example. If I do a startup, something related to the space management systems, and I try to manufacture certain payloads of some rockets that are being launched from ISRO, how can I approach Mr. Pavan Goenka, or let's say the SAC Ahmedabad?
InSpace.
InSpace.
That department is known as InSpace basically. So you need to have a proposal, you need to have a clear plan what you want to do,
Right.
and you need to have you need to address that what specifically in space domain you want to do, whether you want to develop an instrument, if it is an instrument, what kind of instrument it is, and how it addresses anything that is unique which has not been done so far,
Right.
or it adds to something which has been done but you are doing it in a better way.
Okay.
You may, so for example, you may have a thermal imaging system with a better spatial resolution, or you may have a camera in optical region which has a much better spatial resolution.
Right.
So these are the kind of combinations. What is your deliverability? And this is open to all fields. I mean, there are many aspects in space technology and space domain where you can always, even scientific rationales you can have in your mind, which you can approach that these are kind of things. You can associate with certain sponsors, certain industries who you can convince, and jointly you can put a proposal.
Okay. Right.
So that is one of the ways. Recently, Government of India has put forward around 1,000 crore rupees to support the startups in the field of space science.
Okay, that's great. So, like good leadership, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is, funding the young generation to become the part of ISRO. That's good to know, sir. अब suppose एक entrepreneurial journey start हो जाती है. Now today's generation, if I talk about, बहुत जल्दी फेलियर से डर जाते हैं लोग. कि एक बार अप्रोच किया, रिजेक्शन आया कि नहीं हमारे पास तो ऑलरेडी बेटर सिस्टम्स हैं, सो दे गिव अप वेरी इजीली. सो इफ you have to talk about your emotions, your failures in ISRO as a senior scientist, group of directors in SAC Ahmedabad. तो आप अगर आज की जनरेशन को इंस्पायर करना चाहते हैं, तो what would be those 2-3 moments of your entire career which would inspire today's kids?
See, there is a saying that as if have as much sweat during peacetime, if you're shedding a lot of sweat during peacetime, the lesser blood you have to shed during the wartime. So better is the better your homework, the better your proposal, the better possibility of your proposal getting through. So it is always I have also gone through this process in our in my professional period. Even my proposals were subject to many reviews at different levels,
Right.
And we have faced them as an individual also, and collectively also as leader of the team also. So that is always there. And one thing is there, as I said, that the better your homework, the better you are in a position to face and convince the board or the committee that what you are saying means something, it has a good rationale, and you can always go for that.
Right.
So you must always have this particular thing in mind, that your homework should be sound. Secondly, that failures are part of success. That is the failure, a risk, I would say, if not failure. When you are proposing, there is a risk that it may get rejected.
Right.
But risk is the first step to success. If you do not step on the first step, you will never go up,
Correct.
So you will always have to step onto those particular, stairs one by one, and each next stair is going to be more difficult than the previous one.
Yeah, that's very important.
So you have to be prepared. So mental preparation and your confidence comes from the homework that you have done.
Right.
So more you study the system, the things, the space science, especially the gap in space science which has not been addressed.
Right.
So those gaps, if you address, or gap in technology.
Right.
So technological gaps, science gaps, and observational gaps. So these gaps, if you have done really well, understood, then of course you are in a good position to, and a very good prospect for your proposal to get through.
Right. Sir, as you mentioned about the technology, very well put कि आजकल लोग गैप्स नहीं ढूंढ रहे हैं, वो एब्सोल्यूट पोजीशंस पे जाके रिजेक्शन फेस करते हैं एंड देन दे लूज देयर हार्ट. Sir, with AI coming in, with lots of technological revolution in today's generation that we are seeing, how is space programs going to be changed?
See, AI is a means to augment your research, your hardware, your software intelligently.
Right.
To put an intelligent system into that, and the most important thing is it is the human being who is going to train the system to use
Right.
that AI. So how well you use the training part, how well you train your system, actually results in the success of whatever you are building.
Right.
So I would say that with time everything has changed. You know, initially there were times when we were not even in a position to build a satellite. So
Correct.
we built a very rudimentary satellite, and from there we started. And there used to be very different kind of camera systems,
Right.
and instruments were very limited. We have graduated from that. But recently, when machine learning and AI kind of things have got into the system, it gives more autonomy to the system, you know.
True.
Plan A, plan B, plan C. So it switches automatically from that. So these are the kind of things which is definitely going to improve, like in any other field, whether it is medicine or defense. Say even in space, it has been used now widely. So autonomy will be brought into the systems.
Right.
And this is one area, one niche area where all the new entrepreneurs can think of including in their systems that they are developing.
Right.
As a proposals to in space.
Right. So that's very importantly said कि machine learning करना तो human ने ही है. How well you are training your machine is going to basically design your entire product.
Right.
Sir, like just out of the blue question, I have been very fascinated with the world outside Earth. तो ऐसा कुछ है कि मतलब we are surrounded by some other living beings as well. मतलब is there a possibility कि life कोई और planet पे भी है या aliens हैं like that?
See, aliens we are not talking about right now, but life, yes. As we know that in solar system, we on Earth are in such a position which is known as the golden point.
Okay.
Neither we are too close to sun like Venus or Mercury where we will get burnt, neither we are too far away from sun to, you know,
Get frozen.
Frozen to death. So we are in such a position where you have temperature, good temperature control, you have oxygen, you are saved by the vagaries of solar wind and solar particles because there is an ozone layer and harmful effects are not brought up to the human beings. They are just, stopped at a height, much safer height from us. And there are many other things that this kind of a thick atmosphere that saves you from the meteoritic impacts also, which many other planets do not have. For example, moon doesn't have an atmosphere.
Right.
Mars has a very thin atmosphere. So Mars, Moon and all other planets, they do not have oxygen.
Right.
So in solar system, we know that there is no life as per our present knowledge, there is no life, but our quest to look for life on other planets continues. So for example, on Mars, we believe that there was a good amount of water, there are ice sheets, and so there may have been life on Mars. So we start from Mars by exploring the surface through rovers and very sophisticated instruments.
Right.
We have not, we means nobody on Earth, no space organization has brought a sample of soil from Mars to Earth, which I believe that is most important now to do,
Right.
to understand and to examine the surface of Mars in much more detail by bringing the sample. And I feel that India should be the first country to do that.
that.
Our goals should be open for that.
Right.
And our aspirations and our this thought process should be such that we should be second to none in doing space exploration here on,
Right.
which was the dream of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai,
Correct.
the father of Indian space. So this is all that matters basically.
So, like you said कि मार्स से सैंपल लाना बहुत जरूरी है at this stage. Just adding to this question, is there a possibility that a human can go to Mars and come back?
That is one particular endeavor that even certain private agencies have also started thinking.
Right.
Not only NASA or ISRO. And so there is a kind of a race. If not race, I would say competition, healthy competition.
Right.
That when would a human being land on Mars and will be brought back live and secured, safe and sound. That is more important to do.
Right.
We may have a technology, one-way technology, but that doesn't work.
Correct.
Even many people may be ready for one-way tour of Mars, but that is not what we are looking for. So we think that human settlement on Mars will be there at some point of time. Laboratories will be there to
Right.
study Mars in detail. And you asked about life. There is also a possibility that a possibility cannot be ruled out that there is life beyond our solar system also, even beyond our galaxies. So there could be such planets in some solar system, in some galaxy, which will be in the golden point,
Correct.
where you will be having life. But as of now, we are not able to reach there and we are not having any
Data.
information about it.
So, sir, like decades of serving the country into such prestigious institute like ISRO, what is that one philosophy which has kept you like rock solid during your career?
I would say that my passion for space, for me that was the spine and the power which kept me going all through. If your profession is your passion, you are a luckiest person,
Right.
There is nothing better than that. So passion, with that passion, if you are working, it doesn't feel like work, it doesn't feel like duty, it doesn't feel like a burden on you,
Correct.
It feels like a pleasure.
Correct.
And you are doing your duty with a pleasure. So this is one thing that kept me going. But I would say equally, our system, the culture that
Right.
exists in ISRO, that is equally responsible for someone to have a positive, to keep his positive, thinking and to keep going, work under pressure without pressure.
Right.
So these are the kind of thing that our ISRO culture teaches, and we work as a team, just like a movie. A movie is a teamwork.
Correct.
Similarly, our missions are a teamwork. Sometimes we fail also.
Right.
Of course, it is not so common. It is rare in ISRO, but
Right.
we do fail. But when we fail, we learn a lot.
Yes.
We learn from our failures more than our success.
Success.
So, and we try to cope up, understand the failure, why it has happened, and rectify it as soon as possible. You have seen Chandrayaan 2 failed, and very soon we landed Chandrayaan 3 very safely.
Correct.
And now Chandrayaan 4 we will be landing on moon in somewhere around 2027 or so, and we will be bringing the soil sample back
Wow.
to Earth using our own mission. That is a very complicated mission, but that's what we are looking forward to.
Right.
And similarly, we are preparing for Gaganyaan.
Right.
And for that, we have done preparations, training of astronauts, and also the module that will go into low Earth orbit. It will be there for few days, and it will bring back the astronauts safe and sound. That is our main objective, and this is a preparatory thing for landing man on moon
Right.
around 2040. That's
Okay.
our objective.
Okay.
And also when we will have our own Bharat Antariksh Station, BAS, that is equivalent to the International Space Station. So that will come up around to 2035, full station. First module will be there up in the low Earth orbit around 2028.
Okay.
So in that particular setup, we will need astronauts to go and come back, so
Right.
and interact, and you will have many space missions with astronauts, human space missions.
Correct.
So towards that we are preparing. We are starting with the Gaganyaan, where we will have a humanoid in the first Gaganyaan, which will replicate a human body.
Correct.
And we will see how microgravity effects are there on human body, and how well we can, whether we are fully prepared, our entire capsule is safe and sound for sending real astronauts, human beings. And the first mission will be followed by some other missions, and there will be astronauts, maybe around 3 in later Gaganyaan phases. So these are our basic plans right now.
Right.
Of ISRO.
Right. So, sir, it was wonderful having you on our show. To end with, अगर आज एक सीनियर साइंटिस्ट डॉक्टर आशुतोष आर्या को 10th स्टैंडर्ड का बच्चा, 12th स्टैंडर्ड का बच्चा, और इवन कॉलेज गोइंग स्टूडेंट सुन रहा है थ्रू आवर चैनल, what is those few words that you would want to end this show with?
I would say that if space science is your passion, then do not let it go. Just grab it and just keep going. If you are passionate about it, you will definitely be in right place at right time. And that is the mantra for being a good professional and getting into this career, taking up space science as a career and being a good professional in that.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, दोस्तों, this was Dr. Ashutosh Arya, a retired senior scientist from ISRO, जिन्होंने हमें ये बताया कि किस तरीके से और कौन से एग्जाम्स देके आप इसरो के अंदर एडमिशन हो सकते हो, और हमें ये भी बताया कि किस तरीके से आने वाले 10 से 15 साल में इंडिया इज गोइंग टू बिकम अ सुपर पावर इन स्पेस रिसर्च. तो बस इसी तरीके से हम और भी इंटरेस्टिंग गेस्ट्स आपके लिए लाते रहेंगे. टिल देन, प्लीज टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ एंड शेयर दिस वीडियो विद समवन हु इज रियली इंटरेस्टेड इन द स्पेस रिसर्च. थैंक यू. टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ.